Morning.
Morning. Are you live?
I am live. Well, good morning, everybody. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't just mess it up. I was trying to adjust my phone, but I locked my phone. So hopefully y'all are here. All right, it is July 5th, and I'm sleepy. Stayed up way too late celebrating 4th of July. And that's why I've got my camera going. That's why I got my coffee going. I was trying to see what's happening outside because there's a truck pulling up. I don't know what's going on. A truck and trailer. And we're not open yet, so maybe they think we're open. Good morning, Moline. Yeah, so we had a fairly normal 4th of July up here, but down in Kerrville, they did not. And it's been really bad what's going on down there in Kerr County and Hunt. My dad lives in Kerrville, my dad and stepmom, and my brother lives in Bernie. He used to live in Kerrville. So I've spent a lot of time down there in that area. And it's really bad what was going on with the flooding down there along the Guadalupe River and the Frio and everything else. So they did not have a normal 4th of July in Kerrville. They obviously had to cancel everything in that whole area as search and rescue efforts were going on all day and still are going on. There's still quite a few people unaccounted for, and unfortunately a lot of them are kids. So it's just a terrible thing that happened down there. But hopefully you all had a good 4th of July. Let's remember to keep all the people affected by the flooding in our prayers. And the stories coming out of there are horrific. Some of them are miraculous too, of people being rescued that they thought were gone. So a lot going on down there, and they're going to be recovering from that one for a while. So it was wild. I think I saw reports that of places getting 12, 13 inches of rain within, just a few hours. That storm just kind of, it looked like an inland hurricane. It just kind of set up right over that area and just kind of flooded them out. It was wild. We had a good time. My family did. We had a fun, safe 4th of July, which is always good. Ate way too much, stayed up way too late, and that's why I'm sleepy this morning, but we had a good time. Hopefully you all did too. And it's time to get out and go into the greenhouse, check out some plants. We're gonna go look at some stuff. Let me turn this camera around. Hopefully you guys got your coffees, and we'll see what's happening out there in the greenhouse aside from these cats being crazy. Let me move this phone up a bit. So Callie's over there doing her thing. Poppy's over here begging for treats. Oh, I forgot to say, next week I will not be here. Good morning from Canada. Next week I'm going to be off in Ohio at the Cultivate conference up in Columbus, Ohio. So that's our largest conference of the year for the green industry. So all the greenhouse growers and a bunch of the retailers are up there. And we have a good time in Columbus, Ohio. So I'll be there next Saturday. I probably won't be doing my live video. And I'm taking my daughter along, actually, on her first business trip. She's 11 now. So that'll be fun. We'll get to hang out for 5 days up there. Look at this. Beautiful hardy hibiscus. And it's going to be a good time. So I'll be giving 4 presentations at Cultivate. This is my first year actually presenting up there, so it'll be fun being a speaker at that event and bringing my daughter along. She'll get to see it all. It's a huge trade show, so it'll be really a lot of work, but a lot of fun, and it'll be a busy trip, but we're gonna have fun. And so yeah, I won't be here next week. And Moline was mentioning, I think it was Moline, how great this weather has been for July up here. And it is true. It is crazy how cool it's been, and rainy and humid and wet. The plants are just thriving. This has been an awesome year to get plants established because of all the rain and the cooler weather, relatively cooler weather. It hasn't been, cool. It's been in the 80s and 90s, but comparatively, it has not been in the hundreds, which it usually is in the hundreds by now. So yeah, we've had a really nice break from the typical hot, dry summer so far. I kind of wish every year was like this. It feels like a Midwest summer so far. I usually go up to the Midwest in the summer for these different shows, and it's always kind of like that upper 80s, lower 90s, humid. And that's kind of what it's been feeling like here. More hardy hibiscus. Let me get over here and open up this door, because we actually have a lot of hardy hibiscus over here. Good morning. Someone from Sweden watching. I would like to go to Sweden. That sounds fun. All right. So let's walk around. Let's see some things. And with the weather, hold on one moment. Let me get this door open. We got someone watching from India also. Welcome to the channel. So yeah, with the weather we're having, it's been an awesome year to get plants established. Usually, a lot of people get really excited. They plant plants in the spring, and then by now it's really hot and dry, and people's plants are struggling, and they're tired of watering, and it's hot, and people don't want to garden outside. But this year has been different. I wish every year was like this year. Look at these asters. This is a Stokes aster, Stokesia, and it's an aster native to East Texas. Eastern U.S., just east of Texas. But they do really well here in Texas also. But yeah, it's been an awesome year weather-wise for us here in Wichita Falls, and there's still no 100-degree temperatures in the weather forecast right now, which is wild. So it looks like we're going to make it at least into the second week of August without getting 100 degrees. Good morning in Pittsburgh and Round Rock and Florida. We got everybody watching from everywhere this morning, so glad you're joining this morning. Hopefully not everybody's too tired from 4th of July celebrating and you're able to get some coffee going this morning. This here is Jerusalem sage. This is another great hardy perennial that gets yellow blooms on it. Gets real shrubby looking. That's a fun one to have. We've got Mexican mint marigold in here. A fall blooming perennial. And this Russian sage is blooming really well right now. So yeah, the perennials are looking really good. We've got a lot of heat-loving summer perennials available if you're still wanting to get your gardening projects done. Got the Texas native lantana. Good morning from the Caribbean on a cruise ship and from North Carolina. And we got all kinds of viewers today. Hey, I'll be going to North Carolina in September. I've got another conference out there. I've got 3 big conferences I'll be going to over the next couple of 3 months, I guess. Columbus, Ohio. I've got Kansas City. I'll be up there. And then Raleigh, North Carolina. Whoa, look at this. Oh, it saw me too. Do you guys know what this is? Nasty looking bug. So this is called let me set my coffee down for a second. They're huge. This is called a wheel bug. And yes, they're a real bug, but they're called a wheel bug because they have this big wheel on their backs. Good morning from Lake Kickapoo. Hey, somebody identified it before I could. So, wheel bugs are a predatory bug. They're related to stink bugs and squash bugs. They're in the family of the hemipterans, which is the stink bugs, squash bugs, shield bugs, those sort of things. But hemipterans can either be pests in the garden because they have a mouth part. Their mouths are like straws, right? So they will pierce them into whatever they're feeding on and then suck the juice out of it. So some of these bugs will do that to plants. They're vegetarian, so they'll pierce into the plant leaves and suck the juice out of them, like a squash bug. That's what they do. The wheel bugs, are predatory. So they will actually capture other bugs and then pierce into them and drink the juices out of them. So they're scary looking and they're big, but they're actually good to have around in the garden because you'll see them catch things like caterpillars. They'll catch grasshoppers and things like that. So they're good to have around. They can bite people, though, with that straw. And they have supposedly a very painful bite to people. So you don't want to pick them up. But you want to love them at a distance if you do see a wheel bug. Yeah, some people do call them assassin bugs also because they are predators. So that's a cool one. He's eyeing me. I'm eyeing him. We'll leave him alone, though. I was coming over here to show you these pineapple lilies are blooming. They have the coolest flower spikes. This one is called Crowning Glory Princess Bride. Hardy in zones 6 through 9. So we've been growing pineapple lilies for a few years. But this one is new to us, which has this more of a red burgundy stem and I don't know what color you'd call those blooms. Kind of maroon colored blooms as opposed to the regular, what I call the regular pineapple lily, which has more of a creamy white bloom. So the pineapple lilies are growing. This is another good, very unique perennial. Not a lot of people have these, so when they come up and bloom, and they're called pineapple lilies because the top of them looks like a little pineapple top on this bloom spike. But not a lot of people have these, so you can be unique with your pineapple lily. Got some ornamental onion over here. Growing for their cute little blooms. Some of these can get quite tall, but this is a shorter ornamental onion that stays more compact for your borders. There's white bloomers and then there's pink bloomers too. These over here. Allium. We've also got society garlic. This is another great perennial. And this year, I mean, a lot of people have seen the society garlic pink blooming with green leaves. But this year we got some of the variegated society garlic. Still has the pink blooms, but has a variegated leaf. You can see them next to each other. I hadn't seen the variegated society garlic before, so that was kind of fun. We still have a few of the digitalis, foxglove. Those sold fast. As soon as they come into bloom, they sell really fast. Oh, it looks like we have some Greg's Mistflower also over there. I thought we were out of it. So nice to see that we have that. Got some different dianthus back in stock. Great perennial dianthus. And a lot of these perennial dianthus are fragrant. This is pincushion flower. Another great hardy plant. And after it's done blooming, so these are the blooms. After it's done blooming, before it really makes a seed pod, I'll break one of these off so you can see it. I don't know if you can see the little hairs on this, but they look like a little pincushion after they're done blooming. Hopefully y'all can see that. We've got Euphorbia, Ascot Rainbow, gorgeous perennial. We're in our perennial section, so all this stuff in here is perennial. Carex, Feather Falls. This is probably the best Carex that we grow. Does well in containers or in the ground. It looks a lot like the variegated liriope, the variegated monkey grass, but it's different. I like it better. I like the structure better. I think it's prettier. Anyway, a lot of really nice looking perennials out here right now for your summer gardening projects. Got the black and blue salvia. This is a large, vigorous perennial. Veronica's blooming. Pollinators love this. Tall, spiky plant with red flowers growing around rock gardens. Moline is asking about. That is probably the red yucca. And we have those two out in our desert section. So it's not a true yucca, it's a Hesperaloe. But everybody calls it red yucca. And those are an awesome plant. They are basically maintenance free. You can dig a hole and plant them and then just walk away and they'll do fine. The anise hyssop is blooming, also known as agastache. I don't know how you pronounce it, to be honest. Got a lot of those blooming. Lots of cool succulents, perennial succulents, different types of sedums over here. Candelilla. Hey, we got a couple agave mixed in here. that blooming back there? Sometimes I see stuff and I'm like, where did that come from? What is this? I need to read a tag. Oh, well, that's helpful. It says assorted perennial. Let me find the other tag. Oh, Eryngium. Eryngium yuccifolium. Rattlesnake master. I'm going to have to read more about that one. Why is it called the rattlesnake master? We've had Eryngium before, but I don't recall us growing the rattlesnake master, so that's an interesting looking one. Someone's asking how big do red yuccas get? That's a good question. There are different varieties of red yuccas. Look at these beautiful sedums. Some of the red yuccas, the original just plain old Hesperalo parviflora red yucca, the leaves on it can get about 4 to 5 feet tall, and the blooms oftentimes will get 6-7 feet tall. There are newer varieties like the desert flamingo, brake lights, stoplights, and a lot of those newer varieties of red yucca are more compact. So those are ones that you can fit into smaller garden spaces. So if you're wanting a red yucca that doesn't get too big, I would go with the brake lights variety. It's going to be the most compact one, or desert flamingo or desert dusk. Those are kind of semi-compact ones also. Here's the daylilies. Got some cool looking dark leaf sedums and variegated. And these are really hardy perennials also. So lots going on there. We still have quite a few plants on sale. Our cannas are still half off. We've got perennial ferns half off over there. Autumn ferns and holly ferns, which are really cool. We've got a lot of blooming rudbeckia, and a lot of echinacea came into bloom this week. Rudbeckia is just awesome. Gets better every year in the ground. A lot of the echinacea coneflowers are starting to bloom now. The crocosimas. Oh, there's a new one that wasn't here last week. I just saw one of my neighbors has these also in her yard, and they come up and bloom every year, and I never really paid attention to them, and then I was like, oh, we're growing those this year. Are they fragrant? I smelled something over here. So lots of fun stuff coming into bloom over here in the perennials. Okay, I'm going to head back into our annuals area. Still have some sales going on. All of our coleus are half off. We've got beautiful mandavillas blooming. Look at the size of that. Red mandevilla. Lantana is half off. We got foxtail ferns over there, half off. Dracaena spikes, half off. Persian shield, half off. Begonias, caladiums are half off. The hanging baskets have been selling fast. We're running low on a lot of hanging baskets, because those are also half off. And we got these really pretty Dracaena combos. So yeah, lots of pretty stuff in the greenhouse still. If you're wanting to get containers done, if you're wanting to get landscape projects done, look at these beautiful blooming begonias. And our art project is almost done. Greg's been working hard on that. So that's going to be really cool when we do our big unveiling of the art project over there. If you need a heat-loving plant, there's a couple really, really good ones right here. So Angelonia and Pentas are another great one. Those are some awesome heat-loving annuals. Everything's looking really good since it's not, 100 degrees right now. It's really nice. All right. Well, thanks for joining this morning. We are going to get ready for staff meeting. And then hopefully see you out here today getting some plants and working in your garden, because it's not 100 degrees, and that is awesome. So it feels really nice outside this morning. So if you guys can get out and pull some weeds and plant some plants and make some new flower beds, then it's going to be a fun time. Moline was asking if I will make a video about the trade show this year. Yeah, I'll be making some videos from the trade show like I usually do. So I'm going to see some of the newest plants that are going to be released for next year. So I'll make my videos on those, what my favorites are, what my favorite products, new products are, things like that. So stay tuned for that. But thanks for joining this morning, and hopefully we will see you soon.